Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Smokin' Steve's Hot Grill. I'm Steve and this is my 11-year-old son Jacob.
Hi.
Alright, so first of all, we want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Very special holiday and can't say enough. We love America, so happy 4th and please be safe. Today we are actually going to do a beef brisket. And tell you a little bit about the brisket. We have the point here and the flat here. The brisket actually comes from the cow on basically his side and chest. So
this is the side and this is the chest?
Yep, basically. So this is your side, your flat is basically on your side, and then the point comes up on the fatty part of the chest of the cow is up here. Now, you see one side is basically all meat, and then the other side has all the fat on it. So what we want to do is actually trim up some of the fat. You want to leave about 1/4 of an inch of fat to render down during the cook. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out some of this big
clumps of fat?
Exactly. The big clumps of fat that will not render down during cook. So basically all this you do not want. So you want to keep coming down. So all of the fat that you want to take down about 1/4 of an inch. Now, you do have a pretty big chunk here of fat.
Can you cut it?
Yep, get all this out of here to where you're down about 1/4 of an inch to where you're just seeing the meat, but you want some of this fat also to render down and keep the moisture in.
We're going to cut all this too?
No, we're not going to cut it all because this part here on the flat actually looks pretty good for about a quarter inch. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep trimming this a little bit more, and we're going to be right back with you because after we get done trimming where we like it, we are going to put our seasoning on, and little trick on putting the season. So stay tuned. Okay, so we have completed trimming up the brisket. We took, we probably took a good, pound and a half of fat off the brisket. So now what we're going to do, we left about 1/4 of an inch. We trimmed it up on either side, so it looks really good. So now we're going to put our seasoning.
And on the sides too.
Yep. So now what we're going to do, we have the kosher salt and actual ground pepper. So basically we're going Texas style here. So all I'm going to do is put some salt on, like that.
Here's some salt, or not, pepper.
And we're going to do some pepper. And then now, as Jacob is going to show us, we are not going to rub. Even though it's rub, we're not going to rub it in. So Jacob, let them know what we're going to do.
So, we are going to pat this seasoning in.
That's right. So just pat it down. Because when you rub it in, you could get clumps of pepper or salt in different places.
And it'll be over too seasoned.
It will.
And people will not like that, and they will.
And for everybody out there, get your family involved. Get your kids involved in cooking and grilling and smoking. It's a great family time and learning. All right, good job. Now we're gonna go ahead and flip it. Good. We'll move that over to the side. And we're gonna get these sides. And you want to coat everything. You want
Both
to
sides.
Yep.
Every time, both sides.
Both sides, every time.
And you do the exact same process too.
Yep.
And now are we going to do it this side too, or did we already
Absolutely.
do it?
Nope. We'll do that side next. All right. So
And make sure not to put too much seasoning on there. Because you put the right amount, right?
You want to put the right amount on. You definitely want the beef brisket meat to actually come through. You don't want too much seasoning. Good job. All right, so Jacob has now got all the seasoning just packed in there. Good job. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put it on our tray like this. Now, since I am cooking for roughly, I'm gonna smoke at 250 for about 5 hours, and then I'm gonna wrap for about 3 hours at the same temperature of 250. We want the internal temperature of 160. Now at 160, you're gonna have what's called a stall. So you can wrap it at that time to push through the stall, or you can leave it unwrapped and keep cooking and just push through it. But what we're gonna do is right at the 160 mark, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it. So we're gonna go ahead and put some saran wrap on this. We're gonna stick it back in the fridge because we're gonna eat this tomorrow afternoon. So I'm gonna probably get up around 5:30 to start smoking
In the
this.
morning?
In the morning.
I want to be still up.
Yeah.
Play my games.
All right, so we will be back with you probably bright and early tomorrow morning, and we'll go ahead and start smoking this. You guys have a great night.
Bye.
All right, welcome back everybody. So we put this brisket on at 5:30 this morning, bright and early. Now, I haven't even been out here yet. I've been doing other chores around the house. So after 5 hours, let's see what we got. Ooh, really nice. All right, come on up here, take a look with me. All right, so you can kind of see we're getting the right color that we want. The fat is actually starting to render down. Very good. We're getting a little bit of puddling right here. Let's empty out that puddle. Ooh, extremely hot. All right, so we're gonna let it go for probably about another hour. We're at 250 degrees. Like I said, we've kept it on for about 5 hours now. We're gonna give it about another hour, and then we're gonna come out and do our first internal temperature and see if we've reached the 160 mark. If we have, we're gonna go ahead and wrap and push through that stall, and I'll meet you back here. All right, welcome back with me. All right, so it's been an additional hour, so we have actually cooked or smoked at 250 for 6 hours total so far. So we're gonna get an internal temperature now. So we are we're looking good. Oh, we've already pushed through the stall. Normally it stalls at 160. We've already pushed through it. We're at 198, 199 in the point. In the flat, we have 211. So we are actually ready to wrap. Look how beautiful that looks. The fat is rendering down very nicely. Good. Okay, we're gonna get this off and we're gonna get it wrapped. All right, now that we have that down here, foil only goes so far, so we're gonna get another one put over it. Okay, now we have it wrapped in foil, and we're going to put it back on the smoker for roughly about another 2 to 3 hours at 250 degrees. Just keep letting it cook, and then after that we're going to take it off and then we're going to let it rest. I'll be waiting for you to come back with me. Hey, welcome back, you guys. Hey, so it's been 2 hours resting now. We took this off the smoker at the 250 degrees about 2 hours ago, and we just let it rest. We haven't even opened it yet to see. So let's see what we have here. Holy man, look at that. That is the perfect Texas smoked beef brisket. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut a little bit off of this. So what you should be able to do is actually just pick this up like this and set it down. That looks absolutely phenomenal. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut Jacob's my cameraman right now, so go ahead and go over there. We're gonna cut a little piece off. That looks awesome. So on this, you can tell on this one where the smoke ring is, right there. So then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the camera, and Jacob, sorry, let me get my hand out of the way, is gonna try a piece of that. How's it taste?
That is bussin'.
Pretty good?
Yeah, it's bussin'.
Awesome.
That's bussin'.
So for everybody, thank you once again for joining me. Like, subscribe. Thanks for joining me on this smoke cook of this beef brisket. Happy 4th of July, and we will see you next time.